What is up, guys? My name is Undead Freak 78. There's plenty to talk about this episode. Anthony getting stabbed, Samantha taking over leadership, John being put back into his cell, and then the ninjas appear. Um, so first, we're gonna let people get in here like normal, and so yeah, like always, we're going to discuss the episode, what kind of happened, take questions, talk a little about the next episode. Hello, Cade. Um, so first off, I'm going to get into a little bit about the first part of the episode. Um, it's hard for me to talk about it because I write the show myself, so I can't really talk much about the episode except just talk about what happened in it. Really, so it starts off John, Anthony, Samantha from last episode. Um, Anthony's talking about how he killed Blake. John is like telling Samantha how he wouldn't be a killer, he wouldn't kill any of the group. Um, Samantha knocks him out. Then the scene goes to Anthony and Samantha in their house. Anthony is, and this is the first time ever, whenever I was writing the script, I was thinking, Anthony has never broke down before. Uh, or probably a few times, but he's never been broken about killing one of his own. And I think he's killed a few people before, that's been part of the group. Like back in season 2, episode 6, the mid-season premiere, we met somebody named JP. JP wasn't really part of the group, but he helped, and then Anthony killed him. No more remorse for it. But anyhow, he breaks down because of where he had to kill Blake. Um, I would hate to say when my final episode is because of just I want it. Of course, everybody's gonna know whenever I set it up, like showing, because how I set the episode scheduled for when it goes live right after another episode. You'll know then. But the reason I don't want to give it now is because yeah, it makes it easy for like for people. I want it to come at a shock rate, but I am gonna say we are getting close to that episode. We're getting very close. It'll be before mid-season finale. I can say that much. Yeah. Um, and I do want to touch on that episode a little bit for a second. Um, it is going to be a huge emotional roller coaster. It's actually the first episode of the series, I believe, to have music all the way through it, other than the season 3 finale. Um, you'll hear like score tracks of like sad music. We are going to have the return of the soundtrack that played whenever John in the season 3 finale was saying how he's going to kill Anthony. We're going to hear that soundtrack again. And I can't wait for it because it fits the scene perfect for a part in the episode. It will be 26 minutes long, I believe. Normal episodes are anywhere from 15 minutes or from 10 minutes to 20. Anything past 20 is considered extended episodes now. So it will be extended by like 6 minutes or so, but it's gonna be good, and it without getting into what happens exactly, there is justice paid to my character. It's gonna be something that people are gonna look at and they're gonna say, this it it's you're gonna be sad about it. It is gonna be sad, and so forth and so forth. Love the music in 4XO2 and Blake and Anthony are fighting the plague people. I actually discovered this music because I listen to music a lot before I start writing, or as I'm writing the season. I'll listen to a whole lot of music each episode I'm writing, and I'll try to find something that fits it without making something for every episode. Like I already know songs that are going to play in the second half There's a few episodes that ain't written. There's a few episodes that ain't filmed yet from it. But I already know the music that's gonna play with them without having a script. Cause I think of the script first, find the music, I'll write it, and then I have it played out from there. Sometimes it'll change though, but I think of the music a lot before and try to think of how it can fit it. Um, like how it was called The Open. They were out in the open about to face off and kind of nobody knew what was going to happen. I mean, well, yeah, they did because the leaked clip I put out about a month or two ago of before the episode, naming how it was episode two. Um, I did kind of show how it was going to happen, but I think it cut off right before the plague person got to Anthony exactly. But there is a special announcement I do want to make. It'll be at the final minutes of this um, episode talking about the plague. It'll be probably around minute marker 12 or so. I do want to take questions though. Or real fast, let me quit or finish talking about this episode. So after Anthony tells Samantha she's gonna lead, him, her, and Scott go to the wood factory, and we're gonna see a few more places this season that we've seen in like past seasons. Um, they go there. They go to Barry Blake, and Samantha and Scott decide to do it. Tell Anthony to watch. Well, they're talking about how Samantha's taking over a few days, this and that. Then they hear Anthony yelling, get back here because he's shooting at somebody. And he says they're fully dressed in black. Now, I have teased for the past few weeks that, I've been saying stuff like, I'm pretty sure I've seen some ninjas, seen ninjas hanging around episode 3. It was either episode 3 or 4, I said. But so he goes chasing after him, and the camera's switching around a few minutes. There is a reference. Dan's reviews actually noticed this reference. It's kind of a callback to season 2, episode 5. Whenever Anthony is outside the camp, Dan's reviews got this spot on, by the way. In his review of the episode, Anthony is outside, and he goes in from and whenever he goes in there, just the stance, and if you notice, there's a camera angle to it. There's one camera angle on his right that kind of mimics the camera angle that was on the left. So it was kind of a small callback, not a huge one because it didn't play out exactly like it, but that was a little reference back to it. But so anyhow, he goes in there, he's standing around, camera goes around a few seconds, reveals a ninja behind him. Anthony turns around, doesn't have time to attack, ninja stabs him. Samantha comes up, kills the ninja, and Samantha and Scott take Anthony, get him in the RV, go back home. And when they get there, Samantha gets out, goes over to the wall, and sees "Come to City" written on the wall. And it ends there with her saying, "Oh my God." They're not going to go to the city next episode. Um, I am going to say that next episode will not be them going to the city. So, of course, that won't be my exit episode. So, episode 4 is definitely not it. Now, they will episode 5. They will be going to the city. That doesn't mean that's my exit episode either. It could be either that or episode 6. So, I can say it's one of the two. Um, but next episode will basically just be planning, and then Anthony finding out about a plan that he doesn't agree on. And there will be a time skip, like a 1 day time skip next episode, like a few minutes into it. We'll see a time skip of 1 day. Anthony's Everybody know Anthony's going to be fine because if you've seen the trailer, then you know, well, Anthony, some scenes have not showed with Anthony yet. So There is 14 episodes this season. Reason being is because we're nearing the end of the series. Season 5 will be the end of the series. And how I thought about it is, since this is the middle, basically, um, or not, this ain't the middle, but it's, since season 3 was the middle with a maximum of 16 episodes, I figured, you know what, since season 4 is coming, then season 5 will be it. Let's lower the episodes as we go because there's not much more story to tell, as there's not that many characters anymore as there was before. So 14 this season. Next season we'll go down to 10 episodes. And if there is a season 6, which I highly doubt, um, it will be 6 episodes, and that'll be the main end of the entire series. Um, I mean, I've enjoyed the journey of the past 2 years almost 2 years. April 27th will make 2 years. And episode 7, the mid-season finale, comes out that day. So it's basically series began 27th, and a mid-season came on the 27th, 2 years later. But it's been a good journey, and next year we'll make three, and that'll be the end. It's been fun. It's hard work to do. I will say that it's very hard work. I edit it. And the editing process takes at least six 6 to 7 hours, and if it's like a 20-minute episodes, they take at least nine. And then they get through that editing, go into another process which takes an hour. Filming takes like 2 3 hours. So, and I record it all. I have to record it all. I'll be departing as an actor from the series, but I'll still be recording, writing it, editing it, but acting along with that. Being the main character is very hard when you gotta do all that. So that takes a lot of time off my hands, and so forth, so forth. But also, I do believe a main character should not be around the entire show. Either they can depart or die at some point. That's just how it works. Because not a character can't have story from beginning to end. That's movie wise. But with shows, it's different. It's hard to have one character, have a story from beginning to end. But so yeah. Uh, I forgot what I was just touching on because they. Oh, I talk. Season there will be DVDs, and here's the announcement. This will be the DVD versions. The Plague is officially receiving voiceovers. There's already been 4 characters, no, 5 characters voiced over for season 1, and episode 1 is already fully edited. I will be voicing my character, Billy Bob 1469, used to be known as Stephen Bragg, is until he changed his channel name. He is going to be playing his characters, Andy and Clyde, voicing them. Um, but there's more people, but I would rather not say who and all just yet. Yeah, that is when the DVDs will come out. But here's the thing: they will release on YouTube like it's releasing now, 1 episode every week. The voiced over version will not possibly not be on my channel. I own a business thing called EDA Entertainment Digital Arts. It'll probably be put over on there. I'm probably gonna put it there and see how it goes. But I might also put it on my channel. It just depends right now. Um, but it is gonna be voiced over. It is officially getting voiced over now. I've said it for the past year, but it's official now. Um, Episode is going to be, you know, so next year will be the premiere. I can say by next year we will have the premiere of the voiced over version. It will be early, 2019 if it comes out next year. If not, if I can get it done by this summer, then it'll release in July or August, sometime around there. There will be still be mid-season breaks, but here's what I'm going to do. As the episodes air, the voiced over episodes air, I'm going to unlist the non voiced over on my channel. I'm going to unlist those. Nobody will be able to view them. So that way then people won't go back and be spoiled like, oh wait, I can just go back and look here and this and that. But the voiced overs are coming, and that's when the DVDs will start up again. I actually do have the original non-voiced over version DVDs right here. Description, the bonuses, the cover. It don't have the disc because this was a demo case. Um, but the voiced over will come out, and it ain't gonna cost much because it don't take much to make. Put the videos on a disc. It'll probably be like maybe $6 a season. Because the discs do cost. They do cost, and I'm probably going to have to spend money to convert them to MPEG files that makes it to where I can put them on disc that can play in DVD players, Xboxes, so on. So yeah, voiceovers are coming. This episode talking about the plague. From now on, they're all going to be like 25 minutes long. So I'm going to go ahead and take questions if you have any. Um, Anything that you probably think like that I can answer, like ask away. And in the comments, ask away, and I can take and I'll answer them next week as long as they ain't related to questions about next week's episode. But if they aren't, then go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll ask them next week. Like example, um, for an example, something that's not related to the next episode could be like, how many seasons is it going to run? But I already confirmed it in this. It's going to be 5 or 6, most likely 5. So yeah, for the last 3 minutes, go and ask questions. At 19 minutes, I'm going to do the outro for it and so forth. So go ahead, have any questions, ask away. And next week we'll be joined by a cast member, like I used to do. We will be joined by someone. And Fan will also be able to join for my exit episode. Um, if you want to, there's a chance to win it. All you have to do is comment in every Plague episode up to my, what was it? Yeah, up until my exit episode. Um, and you'll know when my exit episode is. Most people to get to comment like just the Plague in the comments after the live premiere um, of each episode up until my exit will you'll whoever does it the most just puts the Plague in the comments. You can only put it once. Whoever gets more put each week will be the fan that can join via Skype on my exit episode, and we'll get a chance to actually talk to me because somebody else will be taking over talking about the Plague after my exit episode. I'll also be stepping down as host from this as well. Somebody else will be taking over. So yeah. Any questions? Go ahead and do them. I'll extend this to. We're gonna do them 30 minutes actually. I think it'd be better for 30 minutes. Next episode, no. We won't see any more next episode. Next episode is basically going to be setting up the setup for my exit episode. It's going to set everything into place. And then after that, the stones are going to start rolling leading up to it. So next episode's basically setting those stones into place. So the ninjas won't be involved, but they will episode 5, episode 6, 7, and throughout most of the second half. By the way, it will be a 2-month break whenever mid-season finale comes. It'll be a 2-month break until mid-season premiere, which will come out, I think June is when it'll start back up. So, Any more questions, ask them. Uh, there's not much else to really touch on to. So the outro will probably be at 29. I just talk out of my head. I don't even think while I'm doing this. I just talk. And as things go, it just leads on to everything else. So yeah. John, he will be involved probably. I think he's involved like probably a tiny bit next episode, and it's all in one scene. Um, it's going to be good too. It's going to. We're going to hear about him. Almost, he's the center focus the next episode without him being shown. He'll be talked about a bunch, but he's the center focus of everybody's thoughts next episode. They're not really, they're thinking about the city thing, but they're also thinking about John. And I will say they're going to try to use him to deal with this. Or that they're going to plan on using him to do this. And if you've seen the trailer, it shows a scene how he was talking about, take John to the city. And so they're going to use that as plan. And you're going to see that scene in the promo that'll release tomorrow. So you'll see that little scene. The sneak peek will focus around that scene. The opening minutes will be released. So we'll see. It's going to start off where it left off, and then so yeah, we're going to see the opening minutes of that. Opening minutes comes out Friday. Promos tomorrow. Opening minutes is Friday, and sneak peek is next Tuesday. Um, well, let's see what he said here. Will next episode be a 20-minute run, or will it be shorter like tonight's? I think it's somewhere in between 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know. I don't remember if it was it's somewhere in between 12 and 20. Like I said, normal episodes now are 10 to 20 minute. Anything past is extended. Season finale is going to be like that too. It's going to be a huge episode. Um, I can't really say what it's going to be, but it will be amazing. And yeah. Um, so any other questions? We got like 6 minutes until I have to close it off. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, soon there's going to be a background design, actual cardboard background design in the back behind me. Um, it's being worked on with Photoshop as we speak. And yeah, so anyhow, um, any more questions? I wouldn't mind answering them. If I can, that is. I could probably answer two of your questions if you have any more, because we have like 5 minutes. So if you just if you ask them both at the same time, I can answer them very quickly. Um, so there's at least time for two more if you have any. But that's if you type them in the same thing and I answer them that way. Oh, and by the way, soon you'll be able to call in and ask your questions while we're doing this live. So that's going to be a good thing too. That's being set up. You're going to be able to call in, and ask your question live. Um, so that's something else we're talking about. The plague live calls soon to ask questions. Um, a cast member next week will come and like I said, the contest for who will be in the fan talking what fan will be and talking about the plague via Scott next week. I'll put details for that in the comments after it's uploaded. So this might not be really a so for question you consider Scott being like the Daryl Dixon of the plague. Um, Considering that I don't really I can't find a way to there's no way I can really put those two together. Um, but I can say that Scott is going to be likable, and everybody's going to love him this season. Next second half, he's going to kind of people's going to kind of question his ways, but he has good intentions. But people are going to like kind of question one thing he does, and it's nothing bad. It's him trying to do good by everyone. Um, Him and Samantha will be button heads, so they ain't gonna agree on stuff, and mostly because after my character's exit, Anthony, Samantha, you already know she's gonna be off the hinges, not making decisions that are good, but they ain't bad either. They're smart, but they're dangerous, and so forth. And will we see an older location next episode? We will go back to the wood factory. We ain't gonna see an older location until probably the second half of the season. We won't see another older location. Of course, we're going to see the city, and we've been there a lot. Uh, Trying to think if there's a place in the city that they kind of go by that. Well, no, we won't visit any more in this first half. There will be no more locations from past seasons we'll visit. Second half though, there is one, I believe. There is another one from season two. It's a good one too. It'll be, of course, a place Anthony's visited before. Um, we will go back to one more this season at least. Um, yeah. Um, if you have one more question, I can quickly answer it because I still have like another minute, 30 seconds. So yeah, if you have one more, then just tell me what it is. I've been standing for almost 30 minutes. I've felt weak all day. It's hard for me to do this, but I'm delivering this for all the fans so that way they can hear news about next episode and all that. I absolutely loved it in season 3 when Nice John went to Anthony. Anthony's, yeah. Whenever I was thinking of what to do that episode, I was thinking, where should we find these guys? Originally, it was going to be a prison, but and I think it was told that they was camped to the prison, but they he was there looking for supplies, and I was thinking, we need to go back somewhere from first season. So I thought, why not Anthony's first camp, and we see it destroyed and broken down, because of course it's been 2.5 years since he's been there and so forth. All right, so yeah, I'm calling it time for questions now, because there is really no more time for them. But so I'm gonna close it out now. Basically by putting this question out. With Anthony stabbed, Samantha taking control, and seeing this sign on the wall, it ain't gonna be no good thing with her seeing this sign because she's in charge. What are we gonna do now? Anthony stabbed. John, he's locked up, of course. What's he gonna try next? How long will it take Anthony to wake up? And how's it all gonna end? So with that said, I'll see you guys next week. Prepare for the promo tomorrow, opening minutes Friday, and sneak peek Tuesday. So with that said, this is Sunday Freak 78 out. See you next week.